Who was your first partner and how did it go?
Hi, my name is Pocky. I'm 22 years old. I used to have a partner back then. We broke up in 2021 November. I'm gonna call him Pepper. I dated my partner in IRL. We started dating in 2019. He told me about a lot of his friends from online, stuff like that he met. I never met one of his friends from online. I never talked to a lot of people online because I have a little bit of trust issues, a bit. But he wants me to give it a try, so I thought I might give it a try meeting new people. So I met one of his friends. I introduced myself. Pepper introduced one of his friends. So everything went pretty good, smooth, well until there's this one strange girl that I never met too. I met her. I introduced myself. She introduced herself. She was seemed pretty nice and a little shy at first, but I wasn't sure at first if she like have a crush on or like my ex. Pepper. Couple months later, things has been going really down from our relationship a bit between us because I haven't really seen him much and he hasn't seen me much as well. It didn't really, well, it was really hard. Like I'm pretty sure COVID's really hard as well for both of us. So there was one time I did see him. I did see him. He was online a lot. They've been talking like a lot. When I see them, they were like online and also online from the game as well. I'm like, okay, not to worry about, I guess. So, but I wasn't sure at first if I was 100% sure if she likes my boyfriend, my ex. I kept my extra eye on this girl and the guy too. I tried to text my ex saying like, hey, do you want to hang out sometime or be on call together? But then the girl, she wants to be on call as well, and he'll ask me like if we want to be on group call together. I was like, I don't know. I joined the call anyway, but there's this one time I remember they were like getting really close. God, like sort of kind of like a couple way while I was on call. I keep seeing them, they were flirting each other, and they've been also talking about sexual things and like sex jokes. I felt really uncomfortable right in front of me, and even they will flirt each other back. Like they will talk about like they'll sleep together in the sleep call, do this and that, and I was just like dead silent. I'm like, that's not what friends supposed to do. Like, it really hurt my feelings a bit. Is this like friends do or a friend does this? Like what the heck? Like what's going on?
So eighth grade year, I asked this girl out. She was really cute and stuff. So I gave her like a little note, like a little pussy I was back in eighth grade year. She said no, and so then I didn't think of much about it. Like I was sad for like an hour because I was like, damn, she rejected me. Ninth grade year comes along. She starts like messing with me a lot more and hanging out with me, but like she's still bullying me. So I didn't think much about it. And then COVID hit. Obviously, it was 2020. COVID hit, and then we did online, and then I didn't see anybody since like the February of that year because that's when like school got shut down for COVID until the next Christmas, like after Christmas break next year, because I did online school first semester. Worst decision of my life. So, like the beginning of December, I got hit up by her and one of my other friends, and she said, do you want to come over? Or like, I want to come over and say hi to you and shit. Like I was like, why? We used to hate me. And then both of them started playing, like getting on, and then like one day they came over and let's just say something went down.
I keep seeing a lot of red flags, like a lot. So this is a time I just felt like I was really hurt and upset that I need to start telling them how I feel because this has been going on for many months now. I asked her again, like do you have like feelings my boyfriend or about my partner and stuff, and she said no, but apparently she has a boyfriend. I did not know. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Okay. I did not know that. But like here's the thing, like does her boyfriend know that she's been talking this and that to my partner though? I was just like really confused. So fast forward couple months later, her boyfriend broke up with her and she was having the saddest meltdown ever. I felt kind of bad for her, but at the same time, like I didn't know what's going on, and my partner give all the love and attention to this girl instead of me. Like I get it, that's what friends do. Like that's fine, but like she was like hugging up on him and he was hugging up on her. Like he was gaining more attention to her, all eyes on her instead of me. He barely even talks to me. He should have like focused on his girlfriend though. Now I was getting more upset about it, but at the same time I give her and them some little bit of time to themselves to talk about it because I know there's like a little bit of, I guess, their friendship together. I tried texting him, contacting him sometimes, times. He'll never pick up the phone. My partner will always reply around late afternoon or at nighttime. This is like the part I start checking online. Like, I keep seeing him. He's always been up late. Like, he's always been on active online. It made me hurt. I should have told him how I feel. I just feel like I feel hurt. He's getting more attention and she's like hugging up on him, and I feel like left out. Like, I got no love and affection. Decided to tell them, and I didn't want to be this girl's friend anymore because my partner told me she was 16, almost about to turn 17. And now my ex, he was 19 or 20. I was kind of a little shocked at first that he was friends with a teenager, but also flirting with a teenager, sexually talking stuff with the teenager. I was pretty upset. I didn't want to be this girl's friend anymore. I talked to him. I told him everything how I feel, and between him and the girl, his friend, the only thing he just said was just, "Oh, okay." And he just continues playing whatever he was doing, his own La La Land, worry about games. I just like looked at him like, is there anything else you wanted to say? He didn't know how to respond back. So I'm like, okay. After that, I feel like I'm ready to tell this girl. I was being nice and polite to her, like saying, hey, don't get me wrong, like, you're a nice person. I told her everything how I feel between her and Pepper, and I told her I didn't want to be her friend anymore. After I was being polite to her, she started yelling, attacking me. So I looked at my partner, hopefully help me with something with this situation. He'll step in, protect me, but he didn't. He stayed silent. He just like worried about his game, his own La La Land. And then after that, she left. I looked at him and I said, I wish you could have like backed me up or something like that. Later, my partner started crying. He said that he was upset. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to say or think. He didn't know which side to pick. I'm like, what? Pause for a minute. Did you not saw what this girl did and what she just said? Her and I, we got in an argument, and like she started yelling at me.
I'd probably say my most significant one, it was like September 2017-ish. I was just on Instagram one day, and me being a huge Formula One fan, I follow a lot of these meme accounts and stuff. And I saw this one. The meme was like, oh, it's just another like girl gamer, buying the PS4 and whatever. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna hit them up on their DMs, like jokingly kind of say, oh, why don't we like play a few games sometime? I didn't think much of it at the time. I was like, I'll send it. I'm like, oh, don't get a response, not the end of the world. If they say no, it's fine, whatever. The next day comes around, I wake up and I actually have a message from them. And I was like, oh my God. Even from like the first time we played, like there was like a spark that just ticked like instantly. How it happened, I think it was just because we were sharing the same interests and stuff like that. And we were like, yep. Fast forward 2 days, so 3rd of January, we're together. Fast forward a little bit to the summer, and then I actually go over to meet them. It wasn't too far to travel, maybe a few hours or whatever. Went there for a few weeks and then came back, and after like that year goes by, 2019 comes round. It was later on in that year where they decided they actually wanted to come and live here. We found a place, nice little place, like closer to the city centre than where my parents and that live. So it was nice and local. So we both decided to move there, or we stayed there until about a month ago. It's not that we had problems with each other. We never had any issues with each other. Being together for a long time, and we'd grown up a lot since meeting each other, we realized that we were like getting older and we were trying to figure out things for ourselves. But we found that it was kind of tricky. We actually did decide to split up after being together for like over 5 years. About a month ago or so, maybe a little bit more now, they actually decided to go back home. I still live in the flat that we moved into. A few of their things are still here, which I still need to get moved over. We don't have problems with each other, but we just want to focus on ourselves a lot more because we're like getting older. I mean, I'm only 22 and they're 20, so like we're not old, but like we still want to be thinking about at least a little bit about what we want to do going forward.
So then that happened, and then they left after that. They came back another day. We played games and kind of hung out and stuff, and nothing like went wrong. And then I think it was like 5 days later after that, it was my guy friend's birthday who came over to my house. She messaged me on Discord, and like we've been talking for a little bit on Discord, right? And like I was gonna like ask her out, And then she messaged me and said, Ayo, you think I should ask blah 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 out on his birthday? My heart sunk so hard. I was like, yeah, you should. So then I was heartbroken because I really wanted to date her. Like, I've wanted to date this girl since 8th grade year, and it's now I'm a sophomore in high school. So then they start dating. I think they last like 2-3 months, I think, before like she just gets sick of him because he's not showing like enough love or something, or just kind of ignoring her almost. She starts talking to me again. We end up like kind of dating. I would say dating probably. So then we'd start dating through the summer, and then summer she starts like stop talking to me as much. Like we would hang out and stuff. And then I was like, oh shit. And then she said we're done. So I was like, okay, sure. She never gave me a reason. So then homecoming, I'm friends with their friend group, and I went to homecoming with them. It was like me, her, 2 other people that I'm really close friends with. We all went together. We were dancing and stuff, having chill time. And then she started dancing on one of my friends to get at me and her ex. And like I was weirded out and kind of upset, but like I didn't really care since we weren't dating anymore. Turns out she did that whole thing basically just to piss like all of us off. And now they started dating for a while and then they broke up.
After that, left the call, I just started crying. I didn't know what to do. He tried texting me, but I turned off my phone, and I just told him, my partner, that I need some time to think, that I will never forget, that I told him to make a choice. It's either her or us, though. After that, I did a lot of thinking. We had our discussion about it, so I told him I'd give him one final chance. Everything went pretty well until I started working. We barely even have talk to each other. He never really talked to me or asked me like how my day was, like how am I doing. I started to realize and thought about that I feel like I was the one who's been doing all the work between us keeping together. When I was having a stressful moment or stressful day, or when I was upset because I was too tired from work or stressed from work, or there's like a customer, I tried telling him like what's going on, but all he said was just okay, or just like, oh well, I'm sorry to hear that. Like he never asked me like personal like things, or just asked me like, hey, like what's wrong, is there anything I can do? We've been dating for 2 years. We didn't have a fight, we didn't have an argument. I don't see us together in the future. Like I told him that I see him as actually as a good friend and a brother of mine. And I told him like, it was really nice dating you though, but like I want us to be good friends. So we did. I did cry a little bit, but I did have a lot of support people out there that they really were really kind. And to be honest, like I feel like I felt more better and relief. I was done with my ex, taking a break for a little while until I met this guy from online, from VR. So I introduced myself, he introduced me. We got along pretty well, and then we've been talking a lot, hanging out pretty much well, checking to see how we're doing, how's our day, and that kind of made me happy. I made a new friend. I got to know him a little bit more. He got to know me a little bit more. And then we started dating in VR, and we've been dating almost 1 year soon. And my boyfriend, his name is Stinky. Stinky Deer. I feel like I'm not doing this all by myself alone anymore. By him, like alone and by myself, because we're both doing it together. Never felt so much happier in a different person that makes me feel happy. So yeah.
Subscribe to Alex Creed or I will murder you.